We're getting live visuals from inside Secunderabad station at the moment. We seem to see some of those protesters who are still there, who are still indulging in vandalism and hooliganism. So the police may have to some extent controlled the situation, but not entirely so.
Yes. True, because the number of agitators that were stationed here at the railway station have outnumbered the police, and the police could only, what they could do was just contain them from causing more destruction to the students themselves and the police forces who were stationed. But the damage to property was immense. The trains have completely been broken down, and continuous pelting of huge stones at the police went on for about 2 to 3 hours by the angry agitators. So we saw them sloganeering all through for the 3 hours. They seem to be undeterred by any of the police who were stationed here. So we had the railway police force along with the state police, along with the CRPF also, who were stationed here to control the situation. And we also have comments the police who were trying to control the situation, say that the situation today was it was almost comparatively gruesome.
Okay, Crore, my colleague, is of course reporting over there from the Secunderabad railway station in Telangana right now. Rohit Singh, my colleague, is on the phone line. He has been reporting from Ara in Bihar. Rohit, has the situation been controlled on the ground? We have of course heard more reports coming in from Bihar from the Danapur railway station in Patna. Also a toll plaza that was torched in Sasaram, Bihar. Can you hear me?
Am I audible?
Yes, Rohit, go on.
Yes, what I was telling is that in Ara, the situation is right now under control. Massive violence was witnessed for at least 3 to 4 hours since morning. But now the situation has deteriorated in Danapur, which is just on the outskirts of Patna. And at the Danapur railway station also, for the last 1 hour or so, we are seeing that hundreds of protesters, agitators and angry youths, they have all barged inside the railway station, and they have also torched a train, that is the Delhi Malda Express. That train, a few coaches have been torched, and also vehicles which were parked outside the railway station, they have been completely vandalized and also set on fire. So the mob has created havoc not only in Ara and other parts of Bihar, but now they are moving towards Patna also, that's the state capital. And Danapur is just about 10 kilometers away from Patna, and we are seeing that for the last 1 hour, massive violence is being witnessed at the Patna, at the Danapur railway station also. And as far as Sasaram is concerned, what we are hearing is that a toll plaza has been set on fire on the national highway. The situation on the ground continues to remain extremely grim as far as the Agnipath scheme of the government is concerned.
Okay, the situation continues to be extremely grim, as you say, in Bihar, especially we see those images, of course, Rohit. They are very disturbing images. Sonia, my colleague, is of course live with me from Secunderabad as well from Telangana. Those live images we're showing to you on your screens right now, viewers, of the destruction and damage that has been caused by protesters at Secunderabad in Telangana. Fronia, if you can hear me right now, what is the situation around you? Because not all of the protesters seem to have dispersed from the railway station.
Right. So, as you can see that we have come in a little inside to test the conditions of the trains that have been damaged. So, the main scenario that was happening was right at the end of the railway station where there seemed to be some empty space where all the agitators gathered, throwing stones, pelting stones, complete destruction. You can say visuals of the train blast completely shattered. It's not just a small part of a compartment or a bogie that has been damaged, but the interiors of the train as well completely trashed. and damage, and the reports have come in that it could be over 20 crores of property damage that has been caused today by vandalism by the angry agitators. Yes, some of them are still situated agitating, but they seem to be under control, brought under control by the Secunderabad, the police forces, after they had opened fire. Right now they are not hurling in action, but they are still there at the situation. You can never say that they could break out into action again, but you see the coaches of the train are completely burnt, and we just had a driver of one of the trains talking to us who said that they just managed to stop a fire from reaching one of the bogies, which could have caught fire, and there could have been unmanageable situations breaking out at the Secunderabad station. So they just managed to drive away the mishap by a few seconds, and he expresses grief and also sounds scary at the situation of how he just managed to escape life-threatening situations from, as he just landed his train at the Secunderabad railway station. This is the entire AC coach that has been completely damaged from the inside as well as the outside. The protesters and the mob left no stone unturned in damaging the train completely. The losses are just before our eyes. The visuals are very disturbing, and a few protesters were also hurt among the chaotic situation that continued to prevail here a few hours back at the Secunderabad police station. But inside the trains is completely a different scenario from what we see as we travel. That unmanageable and unimaginable circumstances happened to go about in the past few hours, where police were unable to control the agitators, totally outnumbered by the number of agitators who were protesting here, vandalizing, destructing property at a massive scale. And the passengers also, just before we reached in, they just managed to get out of the rail before the protesters started coming into the bogies and creating the damage and ruckus that has been caused, as we see. We'll try to get over to the other side of the railway station, where the protesters are still there, trying to make appeasements with the police, and they're also questioning the police as to why they opened fire across among the agitators, as we have reports of two agitators that were rushed to emergency and the hospital after the police opened fire. So the agitators now seem to be concerned over the fact of how the police could have opened fire at the protesters. Despite the humongous damage that they caused, they don't seem to be reasoning out well with either the police or the media as to how the shape of the agitation has taken place in the past few hours. Their only concern is that they say that 2 years and more of their lives have been, now damaged. But nevertheless, the damage that they have caused here today is unreasonable, and they have no comments over that.